Some big rumors are circulating for Roman Reigns, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out the situation for Samantha Irvin, Bron Breakker, and much more. Starting things off with the topic involving Samantha Irvin. Samantha is the absolute main face and star of current-day WWE announcing. She even had the pleasure of announcing for every single WrestleMania 40 match on both nights of the event. But on top of handling the announcing work, Samantha Irvin is also a big fan of the product herself, just like any other member of the audience. And since she's sitting right at ringside for all the events that she's announcing, she's got the best seat in the house, as a fan to see everything that's happening in the ring and react to it. And WWE's social media team often captured clips of Samantha Irvin reacting to pivotal parts of the show, and they post her reactions to WWE socials. But a large majority of fans in the comment section of the reaction clips from Samantha Irvin are all pretty negative, and were saying that her reactions were all fake, over the top, and dramatic. Samantha Irvin dropped by in that comment section to respond to plenty of the fans that were calling her reactions fake and too much, and she even took to her Instagram story to send out a general response to all those negative fans criticizing her ringside reactions. She had this to say in her official response to them, quote, "How WWE Instagram wants me to be watching the matches," end quote. She posted that caption alongside a photo of Linda McMahon being emotionless at ringside watching the intense action. For those of you who don't really get the joke, the picture Samantha Irvin used was from a 2001 storyline, where after Linda and Vince were having issues in their relationship, Linda had a nervous breakdown, was given sedatives, and appeared to be in a calm state at all times no matter what was going on. While in that state, Linda McMahon witnessed just about the craziest things imaginable, such as Vince having an affair with Trish Stratus, Stephanie getting beat up, Shane getting beat up, and yet she remained completely emotionless to everything that was happening around her. So that's what Samantha is joking about here with how the fans expect her to react at ringside. She's saying that they want her to basically be how Linda McMahon was during that storyline of just being unconscious at ringside watching everything unfold. Bron Breakker was just called up to the main roster for the first time as part of the 2024 WWE Draft. And there's a lot of buzz and hype behind this young star. He had a lot of success in NXT, and expectations are even higher for him on the main roster. And over the last few weeks on Raw, WWE has given Bron a pretty compelling storyline and motive. Bron started off his Raw run being his normal dominant self, but he became extremely uncontrollable and frustrated after he was left out of the King of the Ring tournament, and given opponents that aren't even competition to him at all, to say the least. So a combination of those elements have caused Bron Breakker to go off the rails. He won't listen to others, disrupts matches and other parts of the show. Raw general manager Adam Pearce thought that he had the situation under control by suspending Bron Breakker for a week and giving him a fine, but he was wrong. Bron would still end up appearing on the show and interrupting another match. Adam Pearce then announced that this wasn't what he expected to get out of Bron when they drafted him, and how he sent Bron home once again and tripled his fine amount. Of course, this suspension and fine aren't real, it's just part of the storyline, but it appears that the approach WWE is taking with Bron Breakker this early in his main roster career is to give him that sort of Brock Lesnar usage. Have him be just this unstoppable, defiant beast that just wrecks everybody in his path. It can be WWE authority figures, babyfaces, heels, he doesn't care. He's just gonna run through anything that's in his way. That appears to be the path and trajectory that they're putting Bron Breakker on, and it's a pretty solid path to take. So be on the lookout for them continuously using him in that way. The Bloodline story continued recently with a conversation between Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa that did a great job explaining to the audience a little bit more scary information about the recent additions to the Bloodline. Paul Heyman told Solo that Tonga Loa couldn't make the trip to Saudi Arabia because he's not allowed to enter due to his dangerous past and background check. Heyman used this opportunity to try and make Solo realize that these are very dangerous individuals he's bringing into the Bloodline, and how they were the reasons why these individuals were never brought in during years past. But Solo brushed it off and once again reminded Heyman that until Roman is back, he's going to keep calling the shots. And everyone wants to know, when is Roman coming back? Because obviously that's going to be a game-changing part of the story. Well, there appears to be a growing buzz and rumors circulating that Roman Reigns could return in time for SummerSlam, and how Roman's big match at SummerSlam won't be a world title match, but would instead be a singles match between Roman and Solo. Solo keeps telling Heyman that he's going to be in control until Roman gets back, but chances are that Solo won't easily relinquish the control to Roman once he's back. There will be a struggle, and Solo would try to keep control of the family, even after Roman is regularly back. And given this whole situation and how it played out, it's going to lead towards a Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa SummerSlam match. And even though there's no physical title on the line, this match could end up having very high stakes if WWE ends up putting the Tribal Chief position on the line with this match. Solo obviously has a strong case for why he thinks Roman isn't fit to run the family anymore, and he will most likely want to upgrade himself from temporary Tribal Chief to the full-time Tribal Chief. And based off the information WWE has given the audience over the last few years, the Tribal Chief position can be transitioned onto someone in one of two ways. You can either beat the current Tribal Chief, or the current Tribal Chief will willingly pass the position onto the heir. And Solo was the heir. He was in line to receive the privilege from Roman, but now that Solo has gone rogue, Roman obviously isn't going to pass it down to him at all anymore, leaving Solo with only one option if he wants to earn that family title, and that's to pin Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring. So that's why their SummerSlam match with each other could end up being very huge, with massive implications. Maybe it could even turn out to be a Bloodline only version of what we saw with the WrestleMania 40 Night 2 main event. Everyone knows that the Bloodline loves themselves some outside interference. So what if Solo and Roman's SummerSlam match is flooded with Bloodline only interferences from both sides? Solo could have the Tonga brothers come out to help him, and Roman could have Jimmy and Jay coming out to help him. Also, can't forget that Jacob is still looming as a Bloodline free agent. What side will Jacob side with? And could SummerSlam be a big arrival spot for him? WWE has started a transition over the last few years of having a lot of debuts and returns happening at SummerSlam. So seeing an OG Bloodline return along with the arrival of Jacob may just be the perfect scenario for SummerSlam. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.